Hey everyone, it's that math magician. On this video, we're going to show that we can prove that two triangles are congruent using one of the congruency conditions that we have. Remember, to show that triangles are congruent, we first need to show that they are similar and that they have at least one equal side. So if we can show that with the two triangles we're going to have on this video, then we're good. We'll know that they're congruent. So let's jump right into this video where I have two triangles sort of overlapped on each other, and we want to prove that they're congruent. Now first we got to identify what are those two triangles, because it might be hard for some of you to see that in this diagram. Notice that the first triangle I have here is ABD. That big triangle right there, that is the first triangle we're looking at, ABD. The second triangle we're looking at is ABC. So we have that green and we have that yellow triangle. Notice we're not interested in this little triangle here in the center. That's not one that we're worried about. We're worried about the bigger, larger triangles. Alrighty, so let's jump into this problem and see if we can prove that those two triangles are congruent. So right away, we want to start looking at, do any sides have any symbols on them? Or do any angles have symbols on them or markings to show that they're equal? And I'm looking at the sides and I really don't see anything on those sides, right? I don't know if DA equals CB. There's no markings there for me to see. I also don't know if, let's see, DB or CA are equal. There's no markings there. So I can't really go with those sides. What I might be able to do is to look at some angles. And if I look here at angle D and angle C, I notice that they have the same markings there. That means then that angle D and angle C are equal to each other. So we can definitely talk about this then in our flow chart. Let me go ahead and mark it with an orange color, and then let's write down that fact. We know then that the measure of angle C equals the measure of angle D. This is great. All right, we're off to a good start. We have one angle that we've matched in both triangles. Now you might be saying, okay, if we did that angle, we might as well talk about the angle here at B and the angle here at A. And you'd be right. Even though that picture doesn't look like they're the same angle, right? I would argue that B looks a little wider than A is. But because of those markings, the book is telling us that angle A and angle B are equal. But we got to be careful. We cannot call this angle here A. The reason why we can't call that angle A is because there are actually two angles here at A. And so I don't know which one you're referring to when you say the measure of angle A. We got to be a little more specific. So to be more specific, here's what we want to do. Let's call the angle here at A, let's trace it out. We could call that CAB. The measure of angle CAB. Just trace it out. Get those three letters, and we can name that angle there at A, since there are two different angles there. So we could write that the measure of angle CAB is going to equal the measure of angle, let's trace the other one now. I think we could call that guy DBA. DBA. That's good. Okay, let's write that down. DBA. Perfect. All right, so we have two angles so far that are equal. This is good for us. So we know that they're similar, right? Remember, similarity, angle, angle. I know that those two triangles are congruent, or at least similar. Now to prove that they're congruent, I just need one side that's equal on both triangles. We kind of talked about it earlier. I don't really have any markings on any of the sides to help me with that. But don't forget that we have this triangle CAB and we have this triangle DAB. Notice that they both end up using this side here, AB. AB is sort of the base of both triangles. And since both triangles use that side, we can say in our flowchart then that AB is congruent to BA. That's the side that we need, and now we know for a fact that those two triangles are congruent, because they're similar and they have at least one equal side. So let's go ahead now and write this out in our flow chart. We can do our conclusion now, and our conclusion is triangle CAB is congruent to triangle DBA. And what did we use to show this? Well, we used angle, angle side, congruency. Whoops, my head is blocking that. They are definitely congruent. Again, when you attack problems like this, if you're working on it for homework, or you're studying for a quiz or a test, all you need to do is you need to look at those two triangles and think about what angles are equal and what sides are equal. Sometimes the side or the angle might be hiding. In this case, this last bubble was kind of hiding. They didn't really say it. But you got to know and you got to use your brain and you got to think that since both triangles use that side here, AB, then they have to be equal to each other. AB equals BA. We have our congruent triangles. It's that math magician, and I'll see you on the next video.